What up, players? Welcome to a new video on everybody's favorite car. We got the second gen here. You guys know Beto and his 71 Camaro. And looks like Beto got himself a new sponsor. So he teamed up with the guys from AutoMeter. And if you can't tell already by the thumbnail and stuff, he's gonna be working with their digital dash. So this is basically what he got. He opened up the stuff and checked out some of it, but we're just showing you guys, taking it through what's in the kit. So you guys know it's kind of messy right now, but you guys know he's doing the 6th gen Camaro? Yeah. 6th gen interior. He's got the door panels. He got the dash kind of sitting in there. I think it's close to being mounted 100%. Or did you already add the brackets? Yeah. So he's got it 100% in there now. So pairing up with that new interior, he's gonna be running this new digital dash. So let's open this thing up. Let's see what you got.
We got the shirt over here.
So I got him a shirt. This is a shirt he's gonna be wearing all the time now while he's cruising in the Camaro.
Open up this bad boy right here.
That should be the thumbnail right here.
Be my blanket right here.
He's gonna be sleeping with this at night, covering him. So that shirt and his new blanket.
Thumbnail real quick.
Alright guys, this is how we make the thumbnails. Tight.
Hold it diagonal or you can't see the car?
Do like a surprise face. Alright, so we got the giant banner, which is tight. And let's get to the goodies inside. So this is the instructions. Nobody uses these nowadays. But then we got some goodies right here. This is just a lot of the wiring. They got sensors in here.
Little mounting bracket.
Mounting brackets. Little adapters for some of the sensors. Just because this probably to mount all types of motors. This is gonna go into an LS style engine, so one of these is gonna work. More sensors, and what is this? The LS install guide, and basically what you're gonna need to install it onto an LS engine. They asked him too what he was gonna be running it on, so they sent in the proper stuff for his application. And then here's
this fucking what everybody wants to see.
Big old screen. So obviously we can't turn it on, but you guys will be seeing what it takes to get this thing going. All this stuff that we got in the box. We're gonna be setting up in this car and taking you guys along the way on how to install it. And Beto's gonna give you guys a nice review at the end of how he likes it. There's a bunch of settings you could probably actually see in here. Different colors, different color patterns, different layouts, like different displays. You can see, look, display 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then just instructions on how to set everything up. So it's gonna be a nice one. I'm trying to get this adapted into the 6th gen Camaro dash. Have you open this door? There's a password. So it's gonna be cool getting this to sit nice inside of the Camaro dash. It's right centered in the steering wheel, so it's gonna be a perfect view. So like I said, we're gonna take you guys through this and give you some guidance. Hopefully if you guys are running into any issues with this, hopefully help you resolve it. And if not, if you have any questions, let us know in the comments. We'll try to help you out with this. Alright guys, so this main harness here, it's got like a button on it, probably like to control the screens or whatever. Then like the main bulk plug for the back of the gauges. And then they got a bunch of open-ended wires, different colors, which are going to be wired to a bunch of different things, including your sensors and all that. So if you look at the instructions here, shows you like red, gray, pink, every color wire, basically explaining what it's going to get ran to or whatever. Some get to your turn signals. So basically we're gonna be running this through his firewall where the rest of his harness runs through and everything. Once we get each wire to each specific location, we'll loom it all up and make sure it's all tight and nothing gets anywhere. It shouldn't be like on the headers, there's nothing, so nothing gets burnt. But I'm gonna get all these zip ties cut off and start running this. So actually real quick guys, we're just throwing on the sensors before we mess with the wiring. So here's the water temp sensor. It's here on the passenger side, right by the firewall. We had the existing gauges sensor there, so it was easy swap out. And now we're messing with the oil pressure sensor. We're gonna put it back here behind the intake. You can see that fitting that we got in there. It's kind of blurry, but now he's throwing the actual sensor on it. And in the instructions it shows that you could also put it down there by the oil filter in case your intake is kind of like in the way or maybe really close to your firewall. But in Beto's case, he's got a lot of room, so we're just gonna use it there. Down the line in the future, I think if he swaps out for the car intake, it's gonna be in the way, so we might have to drop it down to the bottom later. But for now, this is how it's gonna work out. Also, since we had a different gauge setup before, we also have all the wires kind of routed into one spot. I already have all the wires labeled and everything since I took them out from his old gauges, so it's gonna be easy for me to hook up all his other things like the turn signals left and right, high beams, his fuel gauge, his tach, and all that stuff. So I have everything labeled under the dash already, so when it comes to hooking it up to the harness, it's gonna be all simple, just straight plug in straight to each other. So the only things we gotta really change are the oil pressure and the water, because it has new sensors. They don't utilize the same sensors as the other gauges use. So pretty much simple install on this, guys. Even if you didn't have aftermarket gauges before, your original gauges, most of the wiring should all be in the same location as well. It's just gonna be on you to find out what each wire does, and there's diagrams online that show you what your car harness, each color wire is, so it's pretty simple. All right, guys, so Fred got the water temperature sensor plugged in and loomed up, and he also got the oil pressure one connected and loomed up. Now he's just over here under the dash connecting all the old wires to new. You can see I have this green tape on some of the wiring. Is the original, his American Auto wire harness. It all used to run to the old gauges setup, but I labeled them when I disconnected them just so it's easier when we install the next setup. So now I'm just tying in all the wiring from the new harness to his old car harness. So pretty simple, everything's labeled so it's a lot easier. I got like 3 wires left. I think the green one is a tach. The pink one is for memory, like needs to stay on something that constantly has power. This gray one is for the dash lighting. And then these are all like the signals, fuel, check engine light, left and right turn signal indicator. Yeah, so it's kind of a mess right now because I just ripped a bunch of zip ties and took a lot of the wiring out. But once I get everything hooked up and we test, make sure everything works, time to clean back up down here and tuck everything up nicely so it's out of the way and you're not seeing it when you're inside the car. So a lot of wiring under the dash. Upside down. Fuck, man. Damn it, we gotta redo the whole thing. How'd you wire that shit upside down? We gotta redo the whole thing. Damn it, boy. That was the best thing that could happen. We can't even make that up, bro. And it's already... And it's got a check engine light. And it already sees it. My car's a piece of shit. Give your signal. There you go. Yeah. Okay, what else can we test? High beam should work. Oh yeah, it does. High beam. Your gas meter is working. Do you remember how much gas I had? I don't know. I don't know if that's working or not. I usually would keep it on empty, but... Alright guys, so as you see, we had the screen upside down right now, but I'm gonna just show you guys what it looks like when you open up the ignition for the first time. So, you get the AutoMeter little intro opening. Everything flashes. So this is one of the layouts that it has. I haven't messed with the remote or anything to check through the other designs that it has. But as you can see here, our gas gauge is hooked up. He's about 3/4 of a tank full. This is the coolant. temperature. So right now the car hasn't been on, so it's all the way at 0. Tack gauge. This is your speed in the center, oil pressure, and your battery life. So right now the battery's been dead for a while and he just had it charging, so it's at marking 12 right now. You got a check engine light up here. You can see when you signal to the left is going on up here. So we got the right signal up there. If you turn the high beams on, shows up here. So we hooked all this stuff up. Everything's working out pretty good. Now, like I said, we're gonna run underneath the dash, tighten up all the wiring because it's all kind of just loose there. And I mean, yeah, let's check out the little remote that it has. It came with this little button. It has a plastic cover to like cover this up nice so you don't see the little board underneath. You can mount it wherever. But for now, it's got like a little twist knob and it clicks. So when you give it a click, it opens up the menu and you twist it to the right or left and you could run through the little options. Let's check out the different settings that it has, the displays. So we're on display 1. Let's go to option 2. See how the gas looks here, voltage. So let's check out display 3. This one's all individual gauges. If you want to have it set up that way. And here's display 4. This one looks more modern, like the numbers, different fonts and everything. Looks a lot cooler. I really like this one.
Yeah, that one's the best one, I think.
You got your odometer down here and you could set a trip. Your gas gauge. This one kind of, I feel like, resembles more of the Gen 6 Camaro gauges. So this is probably, Beto might be running this.
One sad food because Fred's working on my car instead of his truck.
Here.
With the crushed Ultra.
You tell your fucking horse to stop harassing
Put a
me.
ground.
Move!
Oh, fuck. Alright, players, just to wrap things up, we got it sitting in here. Beto still gotta do something to make it fill in all the gaps around here with the Camaro 6 Gen Camaro dash. But it's pretty much sitting where it's gonna sit. And we just tidied up some of the wiring under the dash, remounted his computer and a bunch of other things. We still got some wires down here that are gonna be routed into the center console. But pretty much wraps up the install. It was pretty clean, just like any other gauges. The outside sensors, typically your oil, your water, and your speed. And the rest of the stuff is under the dash. So you can see here, he's got the little remote. We still got to mount that. You could mount that wherever is going to be more comfortable in your car. So we got to find a nice spot. We don't want it underneath here where his legs are going to be. We're going to see if we can mount it out here somewhere or whatever. But
Which one was the one that has the colors? 3, I think.
display 3. Yeah, so display 3, actually there's 4 displays, and number 3 you're actually able to change the colors. So you go into the settings.
It's on blue right now. You can change it to red, to green.
So if you like that one, you're able to change the colors around on that one. But then the other 3 options, they just stay the way they look. So we also added his miles. You could only change one time, and we put his miles on. The odometer.
That one's the best one, huh?
Yep. I like number 4 the most. There's number 1.
Leave a comment.
Leave a comment what you guys think is the best one. We personally like number 4 so far. Actually, number 2 is pretty cool too. I like that one.
I know that one, like once it starts heating up, the blue goes around more, and when you're driving,
Oh yeah.
the RPM will light up
Matches
blue.
like the fuel one, the battery. Then you guys saw number 3 with the color changing options, and then number 4 is the one that probably gonna stick to. But that's pretty much it for this, guys. Stick around for more content on the Camaro. You know, we got this dash, so we still gotta dial in. We're gonna see if we can get the radio, stereo working on this. If not, we're gonna have to change to the one that he had before. And just to complete the whole interior, you know, it's almost there. So
Give a last final shout out to AutoMeter. for the gauges.
Yeah, they hooked them up. Really nice digital gauges they got here. Can't wait to get this thing rolling and see all those gauges moving in action.
Pretty easy install.
So stick around for more content, guys. See you on the next one.